Wankhede versus the Bads of Bollywood, a case study in defamation, creative freedom, and legal jurisdiction introduction. The legal dispute between former Narcotics Control Bureau, NCB officer Samir Wankhede and the makers of the Netflix series, The Bads of Bollywood has attracted national attention for combining law, celebrity, and artistic freedom. The case touches upon critical questions about defamation, freedom of creative expression, and jurisdiction in the age of digital streaming. The controversy stems from the allegation that the series defames Wankhede by portraying him in a false and malicious manner while referring to the 2021 Aryan Khan drug case, which he had investigated. Background: Samir Wankhede is an Indian Revenue Service IRS officer who served as the zonal director of the NCB's Mumbai unit. He came into the public eye during the high-profile arrest of Aryan Khan, son of Bollywood actor Shah Rukh Khan, in a 2021 drugs on cruise case. Although Aryan Khan was later cleared of charges, the incident sparked widespread debate about media trials and law enforcement ethics. In 2025, Red Chillies Entertainment, owned by Shah Rukh Khan and Gauri Khan, and Aryan Khan reportedly produced a Netflix series titled The Bads of Bollywood. The series was described as a dramatized depiction of corruption, celebrity culture, and law enforcement abuse. Wankhede claimed that one of the key characters was clearly based on him and portrayed in a negative, unethical, and defamatory way. The defamation suit. Wankhede filed a civil defamation suit in the Delhi High Court, naming Netflix, Red Chillies Entertainment, and other associated entities, including Google, Meta, and X Corp, as defendants. He demanded 2 crore rupees in damages, claiming he would donate the amount to the Tata Memorial Cancer Hospital if awarded. In his suit, Wankhede made several key allegations. 1. False and malicious depiction. He asserted that the show's portrayal of a narcotics officer mirrored him through appearance, voice, and professional background, leading viewers to associate the fictional character with him. 2. Damage to reputation. He argued that the portrayal injured his personal and professional reputation, portraying him as corrupt and manipulative. 3. Insult to national honor. He objected to a scene where a character recites Satyamev Jayate, India's national motto, before showing a middle finger gesture, claiming it violated the Prevention of Insults to National Honor Act, 1971. 4. Prejudice to ongoing cases. Since legal matters relating to the Aryan Khan case were still sub judice, he contended that the series could unfairly influence public perception of those proceedings. The defense and counter-arguments. The makers of The Bads of Bollywood are expected to argue that the series is a work of fiction and not a factual representation of real events or individuals. Indian law allows creators a reasonable degree of artistic and creative freedom under Article 19(1) of the Constitution, which guarantees freedom of speech and expression. They may claim that any resemblance to real persons is coincidental, and the characters are composites inspired by multiple events and figures. Furthermore, defamation law requires proof that the statements are both false and directly refer to the plaintiff. The producers may argue that no names or explicit references to Wankhede exist, and that the series only offers social commentary rather than factual claims. Legal issues involved. The case raises several complex legal questions. 1. Defamation versus free speech. The Indian Constitution protects creative freedom, but subjects it to reasonable restrictions, including defamation. The court must balance Wankhede's right to reputation with the filmmaker's freedom of expression. 2. Public figure standard. As a government officer and a public figure, Wankhede's actions are open to scrutiny. Courts often expect higher tolerance for criticism from public officials, unless falsehood or malice can be proven. 3. Jurisdiction. The Delhi High Court questioned whether it had jurisdiction to hear the case, since the events and parties are primarily based in Mumbai. For jurisdiction, Wankhede must prove that the defamatory content caused harm within Delhi or was accessible and viewed there. 4. Sub judice matters. Because related cases from the 2021 incident are still pending, Wankhede argues that the show's release may affect judicial impartiality. However, Indian courts rarely restrict creative works unless clear prejudice is demonstrated. Court proceedings. So far, in September 2025, the Delhi High Court accepted the filing but raised doubts about maintainability. The court directed Wankhede to amend his plaint and provide detailed reasoning for why the Delhi court has jurisdiction. In October 2025, the court issued summons to Netflix, Red Chillies Entertainment, and other platforms, asking them to respond. However, the court has not granted any injunction to stop streaming of the show. Further hearings are scheduled to determine maintainability and the substance of the defamation claims, significance and broader implications. This case has wide-ranging implications for both creative industries and public accountability. It could set new boundaries for how OTT platforms depict real-life figures and ongoing controversies. The ruling may clarify what level of resemblance or dramatization constitutes defamation. It highlights the need for clearer legal standards regarding jurisdiction in digital media, as streaming content is accessible everywhere. The case also renews the debate over whether India's defamation laws are too restrictive and whether public officials should have greater thresholds for suing over criticism. Conclusion: the Wankhede versus the Bads of Bollywood case represents a modern clash between individual reputation and artistic liberty in a globally connected media environment. While Wankhede seeks to defend his dignity and official image, the filmmakers assert their right to creative interpretation. The Delhi High Court's ultimate decision will influence not only how future biopics and docudramas are made, but also how Indian law adapts to digital-era defamation and free speech challenges. The case remains under judicial consideration, symbolizing the ongoing tension between truth, perception, and creative storytelling in the world's largest democracy.